Welcome to this episode of Out in the Borderland. Today, we'll be exploring a little-known corner of Coochin County, Bramble's agricultural lands, and one of Cooch County's most extraordinary buildings, Saints Peter and Paul, Russian Orthodox Church. So come along as we explore the building and the immigrant people who settled this part of Coochin County. Russian immigrants have an incredible story. Many fled their homeland because of political repression or conscription into the Tsar's army, as Europe was in an almost constant state of battle in the 1800s and early 1900s. For many Russian immigrants, first stop in the U.S. was Ellis Island, their gateway to the New World. At Ellis Island, they were herded, poked, and prodded, and at times quarantined. For most, however, the Ellis Island experience was worth it, just to begin a new life in America. From 1881 to 1914, almost 3 million Russian immigrants came to the U.S. Some settled in large urban areas like New York, Philadelphia, or Chicago, but others, who were of an agricultural background, sought land. And the Homestead Act promised just that, land for farming. These immigrants left teeming urban areas and sought something they couldn't get in Russia, their own piece of land. For a select few, Coochin County held that most cherished prize, land. and in abundance. In some ways, the government was almost giving the land away. As part of the Homestead Act, all the family had to do was pay a small filing fee and improve upon the land for 5 years. It was hard work clearing land in northern Minnesota's swampy, tree-covered landscape, but the settlers would have something they could call their very own. And along with their penchant for hard work, Russian immigrants also brought their customs and traditions. In Bramble, there is a physical reminder of Koochiching County's ties to Russian immigrants. The Golden Dome of Saints Peter and Paul's Orthodox Church. For many of these Russian homesteaders, their lives in America didn't quite begin in Bramble. They started in northern Minnesota's mines or its logging industry. Once wages had been saved, however, the move to farming, where a person could be their own boss, could begin. And that is the story of how this unique golden-domed Russian Orthodox church came to be situated among the forests, fields, and swamps of Koochiching County. Rising like a wonderful surprise, tucked off the side of a county back road, the church, its immigrant founders, and its history are reminders of our county's extraordinary past. The church's first Mass was given by an Orthodox priest from Chisholm, as the local farming community didn't have access to a regular priest. Services were conducted in the Russian language, and parishioners had to stand throughout as there were no benches installed in the church. Only the infirm and elderly could request seating arrangements. 1926, after much scrimping and saving, the church's membership added an iconostasis to the church's interior. A key aspect of worship in the Orthodox tradition, an iconostasis is a screen bearing saintly iconography, which separated the sanctuary from the nave. On its exterior, the cross has two traditional Russian Orthodox 3-bar crosses. This type of cross has 3 horizontal crossbeams. The top crossbeam represents the sign nailed to Christ's original cross. The middle bar is a traditional Christian cross, but the lower or 3rd bar represents the footrest of Christ's original crucifix. The church's congregation began to diminish in the 1930s as the second generation moved away from Bramble's agricultural lands. An Episcopal minister from Grand Rapids found the church as it was falling into disrepair and began a project to save it. The building was rededicated in 1968 and added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1983. The building is just one amazing example of Koochiching County's immigrant past. A story that should be honored and respected. And so goes another episode of Out in the Borderland. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey to Bramble, Minnesota. If you would like more information about how to donate to help preserve the Saints Peter and Paul Russian Orthodox Church, please wait till the end of the video and take down the information on the last slide. Thank you.